That's who I am, or what I believe in. I want you to understand that I know where we came from. I know where we're going now, but where we could be going. Because I want to live in a country that in the next 180 years, we're colonizing Mars, not struggling to go back to the moon.
Amen.
I envision a country where we're doing great things and being innovative again. Because those jobs we've lost, we can't get back. But the American way that we talked about, that capitalism and innovation and the better mousetrap and you know, the fruits of your labor, that'll give us the new innovation and make everybody's lives in the whole world better. And it'll give us new jobs. And it'll pay off our debts in about a generation. And it'll rebuild our workplace. We can go great places, but we won't get there through socialism. And remember that our founders, they came here in wood boats, struck that wood plow in the ground, pulled by an ox, walked around and rode horses. And we went to the moon 180 years from them giving us that Constitution. That's a big leap. We shouldn't just throw that away. The personal side, I was steward at my church last year, Bear Creek Church of the Brethren, which I go to every Sunday. We have a Sunday school church service for regulars. I had to step down from the steward position for this race. I'm a Cub Scout den leader for a We Load Pack. I'm probably going to have to distance myself from that in about a month so I can really get geared up to campaign this summer. 12 weeks planning to take off. That's a lot of overtime from last year. It was deferred and all my vacation so that I can take all that time and money I made, make the time off so I can get interviewed every day by people like you. And I can take some questions if we've got time. Sure. And I answer all questions. Like I said, I've done a lot of surveys. They're on my website on the positions page. You can already see my Abigail Adams survey because I posted every one of them. Whether it was a group that wasn't going to be receptive to my ideas or not. They're there. Any questions?
How will the ballot be set up for, you declare one party or the other? Do you have to declare independent to vote for you?
I was a Constitution Party, and when you go vote on May 4th, you'll be able to select one of 6 parties. You'll have the Democrats, Republicans, the Libertarians we've seen on and off, a Socialist Party, a Green Party. There's some choices. On the Senate ballot, we're going to have a Democrat, Republican, a Socialist, and a Constitution Party guy. That's me. And we also have an Attorney General candidate. If you're not happy with Mike DeWine, we got Robert Owens. He's a good guy. He ran in LA. He got 250,000 votes. A strong American, believes in the Constitution, believes in that centered government, believes by rule of law, believes in rule of law. You take that Constitution Party ballot, it helps bring about that change that we want to bring in the Republican Party and the Democratic Party. Because when you don't take their ballot for 2 years, you'll drop off their membership roll. And that's going to hit them in the wallet. And they're going to realize that they lost 250,000 voters because they didn't follow their written guidelines. And that'll help make them shape up. And when you vote, you can ship them out in November. And when we put new people on Central Committee, we can change the people they put on the ballot. When we get people in Washington that are willing to push for states' rights from that end, and we push for states' rights from this end, and we can take our country back. So, Constitution Party got some good candidates. We don't have a congressional candidate in this district, but we do in other districts. And I will, since I'm unopposed, I will be in a general election November 2nd. Next.
You've got senators and congressmen and all these guys that are getting automatic raises or voting themselves raises every year. Yeah. Is there a way to put a stop to that?
Well, they don't get a vote. They don't get a vote. Actually, there's a constitutional amendment. They can vote themselves a raise while they're in office. They can vote the next Congress a raise. So that's the check they put in here. But they're not necessarily getting a raise. We all know incumbents generally win. This year, these will start being an exception.
Is there a way to repeal that amendment? Because I'm strongly opposed.
Well, it seems that be able to vote your own pay is inherently not right. But somehow we have to set that pay. And if you look at what CEOs make, football players, baseball players, Congress $140,000, the Senate's $180,000. It sounds like a lot of money to some people. There's a lot more money to be made out there. In fact, I question why Rob Portman worth millions would want a job that pays $180,000 a year, other than apparently the power he gets and his ambitions to run for president. You gotta pay.
So it's more of, maybe I didn't understand it clearly, is that the way they set the,
They set that pay scale, but it's for the next incoming terms. So they don't directly give it to themselves while they're working a job. But if they get reelected, they'll get it.
okay, so that's, kind of a
That's better than what it was before, where they could just vote themselves elected and then get it the next day.
Do you have any specific platform items that you're taking any specific objectives?
Pushing for the fair tax, because that'll give us jobs when we unburden our corporations from corporate income tax. It'll give us jobs, that'll give us a base to pay our debt off if we start growing our economy. I'm pushing for term limit. I'll keep pushing for that the whole time I'm there for 6 years. I know they probably won't listen because they figure they got a lock. The two parties have this lock. They're never more than 60-40 split or 50-50, and they don't want it. But the people want it. And the states will put it on their ballots. Have to be the states. They amended their constitution, so I will push for that. I'll push for constitutional government. I will not take a Senate staff down there. I'll take them from Ohio. Everybody else, Boyovich is leaving. What's this guy's going to do? They're going to polish up that resume and they're going to be ready for interviews when I get there. If you're not from Ohio, don't apply. I don't need any of those political hacks that have never been elected to sit here in the background mucking up our nation. So I'm going to take people from Ohio. And a couple of good constitutional-based lawyers that understand the legislation coming across my desk. So I have a lot of agenda items, but those are some of the big ones. Yes, sir.
One of the things I keep hearing about more and more and more is this interstate commerce clause in the Constitution. And how that thing seems to have been stretched, the interpretation has been stretched so widely from what it was originally supposed to be that, every time you turn around, they're saying, well, we can pass this law because of the interstate commerce clause, or we can pass that law. How do you stop that? How do you bring that thing back under that clause, that court interpretation of that clause, back under control so the states can once again have some power over what happens within their own borders?
Start with each one of them. We all get one vote. Then we got to vote for principled people that will adhere to the Constitution and look at it as it was written. Look at the Federalist Papers and understand the very founders, their words, what they meant by the Constitution. Interpret it as it was written. Don't try to add anything. That clause needs to be shrunk dramatically. We need to give states back their power and the people back their power. And I agree with that.
Wouldn't the Ninth Amendment counteract that?
The fifth, the state sovereignty.
Right, the state, right.
But we have nobody watching. Nobody's guarding the hen house anymore.
Pardon me?
Nobody's guarding the hen house. The governor's going to meet with the president once a year, but they just lobby for money for their state. And the senators don't represent the states anymore. They just represent the people and elect them, and then they go up and they're federal legislators at that point. They don't care what the state thinks. Nobody's looking to protect the state's rights. So the interstate commerce clause keeps getting stretched further and further.